welcome to New Hanover County Schools, The Morning Show. I'm Jamie Stalfert.
And I'm Noah Suleiman. This is the week of September 23rd through September 29th, and this is our back-to-school edition of our first show of the year.
It's so exciting. I'm excited. Are you excited, Noah?
Oh, you know it. Tell our audience why they should be excited too.
Well, in addition to being the start of a new school year, we have a new look and a lot of new features planned for this morning show this year.
I love new features. Can you tell us about some of them?
Absolutely. We'll tour the world in a new segment on archaeology, and then we'll tour the U.S. in a thrilling segment called America's Wildest Places.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
And we also added a calculating news segment titled Math Fun 101, as well as a new segment called Your Federal Government, which takes an in-depth look at the different federal agencies we have.
I can't wait to see all of those.
Oh, we have so much more planned, I could go on and on.
I have some good news too.
What is that?
Along with all those new segments, many of our viewers' favorite segments are returning this year, including Noteworthy, The Buzz, and Cook It.
That is good news. In fact, that's great news.
Before we talk all about our day about wonderful shows here, we need to introduce the third member of our team this week.
That's right. Our news anchor, July Alexander, is standing by with our first look at your school news headlines. Good morning, July.
Good morning, Jamie and Noah, and welcome to Your School News here on The Morning Show. Topping the headlines this week, Home Base replaces NC Wise's information system. National Pond donates instruments to DC Virgo, and graduation rate continues to climb. I will have all these stories and more coming up later in the show.
Thanks, July. We get things going today with a staple here on The Morning Show with a segment we call This Week in History. Our Grand Master of Historical Knowledge has all the headlines from past times in This Week in History. Brought to you by Kidsville News.
Welcome to This Week in History. I am your historical host, Hannah Bullock, covering all of the colorful and amazing events that have left their mark on history's timeline. This is the week of September 23rd through the 29th. On September 23rd, 1845, the Knickerbocker Baseball Club of New York was formed by Alexander Joy Cartwright. It was the first baseball team in America. September 24th, 1960, the USS Enterprise becomes the world's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Although still part of the U.S. Navy, she is scheduled for decommissioning in 2014 and still holds the record for the longest naval vessel in the world. September 25th, 1983, a Soviet military officer averted a potential worldwide nuclear war when a Soviet satellite warning system mistakenly saw sunlight reflections off clouds as the presence of enemy missiles. September 26th, 1960, the first televised debate between presidential candidates Richard M. Nixon and John F. Kennedy took place in Chicago. September 27th, 1964, the Warren Commission reports on the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, concluding that there was no conspiracy in the assassination and that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. Finally, your weekend history tidbits. September 28th, 1941, the Boston Red Sox Ted Williams plays a doubleheader against the Philadelphia Athletics on the last day of the regular season and gets 6 hits in 8 trips to the plate. September 29th, on this day in 2005, New York Times reporter Judith Miller is released from federal detention center in Virginia after agreeing to testify in the investigation into the leaking of the identity of the covert CIA officer. That's This Week in History, your ultimate source for those key moments in time. I'm Hannah Bullock. Thanks for stopping by.
This Week in History is brought to you by Kidsville News, a fun and effective learning resource for children, teachers, and parents. It features school news, information, and local community events while promoting literacy and the development of good reading habits, character traits, and study skills in young children. And Kidsville News is always free. Copies are delivered every month to every elementary school in the New Hanover County school system.
And join us again next time for another journey through time as we explore the fun, fascinating, entertaining, and educational facts that make up This Week in History.
Now don't go away, we'll be right back.
We went down to Mexico to build a kitchen for a church so that we could feed the children. These children don't have anybody to take care of them. We gave them the attention and the love that they just don't have. Once you get a taste of giving, it's a satisfaction that goes into the deepest part of your soul that you don't get from drugs.
Check. Get out your pencil and paper and get ready to test your math knowledge in division. Are you ready? Here we go. Did you get the right answers? Well, let's find out. 36 divided by 6 equals 6. 24 divided by 4 equals 6. 63 divided by 7 equals 9. 18 divided by 2 equals 9. And 42 divided by 6 equals 7. Keep working on those math skills and keep it tuned here to the Learning Network of the Cape Fear for more flashcard math checks. Brought to you by New Hanover County Schools.
Welcome back to the Morning Show. I'm Jamie Stauffer. An exciting new addition to our morning show lineup this year is America's Wildest Places. Each month, we'll take a visual and audio tour of one of America's national wildlife refuges, brought to you by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. You'll learn about the plants and animals at each one, as well as what the different seasons of the year brings. Enjoy the sights and sounds of America's Wildest Places.
Noxubee National Wildlife Refuge is alive with sound. Whether it's a lake at dawn, a field at midday, or a forest at dusk, the refuge is filled with a chorus of voices. And it's clear from this wild serenade that Noxubee National Wildlife Refuge is brimming with life. Initially established primarily as a sanctuary for migratory and wintering waterfowl, the refuge now plays host to some 15,000 ducks and geese during colder months. As waterfowl feed in the lakes and ponds, bald eagles perch high up in the lakeside trees, occasionally swooping down to scoop up a meal. Other dramas play out at the water's edge. Late summer is a good time to catch a glimpse of the wood stork, a bird on the state endangered species list that frequents wetlands near the rookery. By fall, as babies leave the nests, the rookery's treetops are almost a solid mass of white as its population swells to more than 30,000 birds. High perches in the cypress keep the young birds away from predators, including American alligators that patrol lakes and ponds. Alligators were introduced into the refuge in the 1960s in an unsuccessful attempt to control a runaway beaver population. The lake provided ideal habitat, and alligators gained a foothold. Now the refuge has several dozen of these large reptiles. While ponds are the province of some frog species, others prefer to hang out in trees. Male frogs are talented singers, crooning love songs designed to lure females to their wetland pads. If frogs are the voices of the night, birds are the vocalists of the day. In spring and fall, the wetland and upland forest canopies are filled with the songs of thousands of migratory songbirds. Many stop at the refuge only briefly to refuel as they travel between summering grounds further north and wintering areas in Central and South America. But many birds find the refuge ideal for longer summertime stays. From woodpecker to wood thrush, a variety of forest and wetland species find Noxubee the perfect place for bringing up babies. The Bluff Lake Boardwalk leads visitors past the Cantor Egret Rookery. And the Goose Overlook is an excellent place to see wildlife year-round. Morgan Hill Overlook provides a spectacular view of Lokfoma Lake. Miles of quiet country roads offer wonderful opportunities to observe and enjoy nature's splendor. No matter what brings you to the refuge, take some time to look around you. You'll be rewarded by the subtle beauty of a southern forest. And if you take the time to listen, you'll be treated to a most unusual serenade as a chorus of wild voices sings songs of celebration for a landscape restored to life.
Wow, that's an exciting new segment. There's so much to see across this country, it's amazing.
I know. There are so many different and unique types of birds, too.
Yeah, there are. Let's move now from looking at the country to our area here as we swing back over to July in your school news.
Good morning and welcome to your school news on the morning show. I'm July Alexander. We'll start with the new school year. New Hanover County Schools, in conjunction with the State Department of Education, launched a new student information system, instructional improvement system called Home Base. Home Base replaces the former NCYS. We'll get this report from a new system on the YSN reporter, Cassie Williamson.
State Superintendent June Atkinson called the new Home Base a milestone for North Carolina, featuring benefits to teachers, principals, parents, and students by using better technology tools to support their work and to improve student learning. Homebase will function as the source for all aspects of student data to meet the needs of school administrators and teachers, but most importantly, students and parents. For students, through the PowerSchool link found in Homebase gives students access to grades, teacher-assigned learning activities, and assessments. It also gives students the ability to store examples of personal, academic, and artistic work and collaborate with other students on projects.
For students in PowerSchool, they will have a one-stop information system. Within PowerSchool, they will have access to a student portal where they will see their grades, any teacher comments that the teacher has made, any recommendations that the teacher has made, as well as any assessments that they have received.
For parents, the PowerSchool link provides the online portal for viewing their child's attendance record, grades, and teacher assignments. Parents can expect greater user friendliness with single sign-on access to student data.
They can see teacher comments based on the reporting periods and assignments for those students. Teachers can actually give a description of an assignment and send a parent to a certain link to help with actual homework and classwork assignments for that student.
Before the first day of school, all district school administrators and teachers were trained in and have access to basic student data such as student schedules, grade books, and attendance records. While this process is a vast transition that will require ongoing training, Homebase is projected to perform more efficiently and offer a broad range of instructional improvement tools to supplement current local tools. Reporting for your school news, this is Cassie Williamson.
As part of his ongoing charitable cause, Bob Moulton, the president of National Pawn, presented close to 100 instruments to the music program at DC Virgo Preparatory Academy. In addition, National Pawn donated $2,000 for repairs and maintenance of the instruments. This is the second year that National Pawn has contributed to Virgo. On hand for the occasion that was Brandon Hickman, a former New Hanover Wildcat and new station manager of Coast 97.3. He told the students at Virgo that his path to success started on a band room. Hickman was one of the first black drum majors in New Hanover County High School's marching band and was able to attend Norfolk State University on a band scholarship. Virgo band director, enrichment coordinator Cameron Ballish called Moulton an angel in disguise when DC Virgo Middle School reopened its doors to 6th grade class last year. As the preparatory academy, it was Bollish's jobs to create visual and performing arts curricula. Donation of the instrument made it possible for 78 of a 120 total students in the school to be a part of the school's band or orchestra. This year, Virgo's attendance has doubled with the start of 7th grade classes, and the music program has grown nearly to 200. For the second year in a row, New Hanover County Schools' four-year Concord graduation rate has exceeded 80%. The school system saw a 2% increase from last year. Now at 82.4, the school system continues upward trend, rising from 73.9 in 2011 and marking an 11.5 increase in 3 years. The district yielded the highest gains for students with disability subgroup and limited English proficient subgroup. At 82.4, New Hanover County Schools' graduation rate is competitive with the state's rate, 82.5%. Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley plans to continue the upward trend and attributable success to the hard work of educators, parents, and students across the district. For all the latest New Hanover County Schools, join us weekdays at 5:30 p.m. here on Time Warner Cable Channel 5 and Charter Cable Channel 12. Your School News, a complete half hour of the latest news, information from New Hanover County Schools. Now back to your hosts.
Thanks, July. In addition to watching Your School News and The Morning Show, you can see many of NHCS's TV's programming online. Just go to the school system's website at www.nhcs.net and click on the NHCS TV video library link under Items of Interest right there on the front page.
You can watch great programs there like past editions of Book Look, Diversity Matters, and Up Front with the Superintendent.
It's an excellent way to watch our programming whenever you want. Each month, we poll students on their thoughts from a host of questions. These questions range from local and national current events to topics that are just for fun. We feature their answers in segments we call Student Voices. Since this is our back-to-school edition of the morning show, this week we asked students at College Park Elementary, how do you feel about the new school year and what are you looking forward to? And here's what they had to say.
Well, I feel like it's lots of different things going on, and I'm just very excited because I'm going to be learning new things, and I'm going to be meeting new friends and new teachers.
About the new school year, I think that it's good that we don't have the AR and that we have the new scholastic program. That's better for other students.
I feel happy about meeting new friends and my wonderful teacher, and I'm looking forward to getting better at math and science.
I'm excited for this new school year because there's lots of things going on and I really want to get better and become a great leader.
I am looking forward to making new friends and learning better things in school.
I feel the school year is going to be pretty good, and I'm really looking forward to learning lots of new things, especially science, because the first thing we get to do is build and design a car.
I'm looking forward to gaining new friends and learning lots of new things, and I'm also looking forward to new AR instead of the old one, and yeah.
I feel very excited to meet my new friends and to learn more about math, science, and reading because I love all those subjects.
I like about this school year is that we get to meet new people, and what I'm looking forward to next year is probably no uniforms, or maybe we could do more activities in clubs and specials.
I feel good about the new school year because I want to learn more and pass the EOG, and I'm looking forward for the new scholastic program.
Thank you, College Park Elementary and Principal Maria Green. Jamie, how do you feel about the new school year and what are you looking forward to?
Well, it's my senior year, so I'm looking forward to, of course, graduating. How about you?
I've joined a few clubs and it's the first year I've done that, so it'll be interesting to do. And I'm also planning on getting a job, so I'm wondering if you can, how easy it'll be juggling school and a job.
It's definitely doable. People have done it before, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, don't go away. This reporting edition of The Morning Show will continue right after this break. But before we go, see if you can answer our back-to-school trivia question. How many students in the United States are attending public schools this fall? Is it A, a little over 10 million, B, a little over 20 million, C, a little over 50 million, or D, a little over 100 million? We'll have the correct answer when we return.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
Welcome back to the morning show. This is our first show of the new school year in our back to school edition.
Before the break, we asked a back to school trivia question. Over the past month, students in our area and students across the United States have returned to school for another year of education.
Which brings us to our trivia question. How many students in the United States are attending public schools this fall? Is it A, a little over 10 million, B, a little over 20 million, C, a little over 50 million, or D, a little over 100 million? Think about it. If you answered C, a little over 50 million, you are correct. According to the Department of Education, over 50 million students are attending public schools this fall. They will attend one of nearly 100,000 public schools across the country.
Here in New Hanover County Schools, roughly 26,000 students have returned to one of our 42 public schools.
Those are some big numbers.
Indeed.
Everyone should get out their pen and paper as we take a trip across the state and all the events taking place in the coming month. Whether you're looking for adventure or relaxation, mountains or beaches, the rhythm of city life or the tranquility of nature, there is something North Carolina for everyone. Here's our informative segment we call NC Happenings. October 1st through 5th, place, North Wilkesboro. Event, Wilkes Agricultural Fair. Special features include petting zoo, agricultural exhibits, plus music and entertainment on different nights. Each day, the fairgrounds open at 5 p.m. and it runs until 11 p.m. It is an event which will appeal to all family members where they have fun and participate in an educational outing. For more information, visit www.wilkesfair.org. October 8th through 13th, place, Morehead City. Event, Toast to the Coast, celebrating 7 days of fine dining. This exciting biannual event takes place all over beautiful Carteret County at over 16 fine dining establishments in 7 days. Visit the fine dining establishments on the Crystal Coast with a prefixed menu of only $25. Various events intertwined with your fine dining excursions, including culinary tours, designer nights, twists on the normal fare, and much more. To learn more, visit www.toasttothecoast.org. October 10th through 13th, place, Durham. Event, William Shakespeare's Land of the Dead. This fun and entertaining account of the 1599 zombie plague in London will be enjoyed by all. William Shakespeare's Land of the Dead finds Shakespeare's Henry V opening at the Globe Playhouse. But while the actors strut and fret, an excess of bile plagues the populace outside. Who will survive? Is there a cure? Attend to find out. Presented by His Story Stage, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, performances will go from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m., while Sunday's performance will begin at 2 p.m. and end at 4 p.m. Take your web browser to www.historystage.com to learn more. October 17th through 27th, place, Raleigh. Event, 2013 North Carolina State Fair. Approximately 1 million people attend the NC State Fair each year, making it the state's largest annual event. The 11-day fair features livestock, agricultural, arts, and cultural exhibits, an amusement midway, and nightly nationally acclaimed musical performances. Advance tickets available online. Check the website www.ncstatefair.org for schedule updates and further information. October 24th through 26th, place, Fletcher. Event, Fall Harvest Days Antique Engine and Tractor Show. The largest show in Western North Carolina features crafters, demonstrations, farm tools, antique engines, antique tractor pulls, and a swap meet. More than 250 vendors and exhibitors with tools, antiques, collectibles, toys, and odd stuff will be on hand. The show gets started at 8 a.m. each day and goes until 5 p.m. Visit www.applecountry.org to learn more. If these events weren't enough for you, or you were looking for something different to do, then check out the website www.visitnc.com. Under the Upcoming Events tab, you'll be able to sort and search for something that suits your need.
That was a lot of good events. I will have to try and attend some of them. Jamie, have you ever been to the state fair?
No, I have not. I've been to the county fair, though. Have you?
I've only lived here for a year, so I haven't been to either, but I've heard good things about them.
It's always fun, yeah. All right, now it's time for this week's lunch menu. This is the menu for Monday, September 23rd through Monday, September 29th.
On Monday, September 23rd, kick the week off with a wonderful lunch of pizza, or you can choose a BLT sandwich, which comes with cheese cubes. Both entrees will be served with Carolina caviar and applesauce.
Then, on Tuesday, September 24th, enjoy the delicious oven-fried chicken with cornbread or a scrumptious pork chop sandwich. Also on the menu are collards, pasta salad, succotash, fresh fruit, and jello with topping.
On Wednesday, September 25th, awaken your taste buds with the flavor of packed lasagna roll-up with a breadstick or sizzling steak fajita with peppers and onions. Finish off the meal with Spanish rice, garden peas, and chilled peppers.
On Thursday, September 26th, sit down with your friends and enjoy chicken parmesan or a barbecue rib sandwich. Stay healthy by piling on the glazed carrots and fresh fruit sides.
On Friday, September 27th, pop into the cafeteria for some popcorn chicken served with a wheat roll or a marvelous meatball hoagie or a classic peanut butter and jelly sandwich accompanied by a cheese stick. Leave the lunch line with a smile because side items include carrot sticks and peach crisp.
Finally, on Monday, September 30th, return to school after your fun and relaxing weekend and get your grub on at lunch by eating the appetizing tangerine chicken with brown rice or the swimmingly delicious seafood combo. Also take pleasure in the side items of corn and chilled pineapple.
There you have it for the lunch menu for the week.
Don't forget, you can also start your day off with a healthy and hearty breakfast at school.
Now we have an important announcement for high school students.
That's right. If you're a high school student and enjoyed our show, listen up. We are going to tell you how you can get involved and sit where I am.
Yeah, any high school student can volunteer and be on air, or if you prefer, work behind the scenes. New Hanover County Schools Television is recruiting high school students to participate in their after-school program. Television positions include stuff like the host, me and Jamie, news anchor, interviewer, sports announcer, and segment host are all available for those interested in being on the spotlight in front of the camera. There are also many behind-the-scenes positions. Right now, students are directing, running audio and graphics, as well as teleprompter and operating the camera. In addition to working in the studio, students can join in at field shoots covering art, events, and sports. It's a great place to do volunteer hours, meet new people, and have fun, all the while working in a real TV studio environment.
And it looks great on college applications. To find out more or to get involved, all you need to do is call 254-4106.
That's 254-4106.
NHCS TV staff will give you more details and talk to you all about the wonderful opportunities. So call 254-4106.
Now coming up, we have the list and more on your school news here in the morning show. But first, here's a little music for your morning and rock and roll history.
Rock and roll is an ever-changing music genre that has been influenced and changed by many people. Over time, it has been molded by countless artists working together to create music. This week, we spotlight American singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist, the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Springsteen was born and raised in New Jersey, a point of sentiment of many of his songs. His first band was the Castiles, for whom he sang lead and played guitar. From 1969 to 71, he performed with the band Steel Mill, still virtually unknown to the public. He first got a record deal in 1972, but struggled for much success, being dismissed as sounding too close to Bob Dylan and Van Morrison. By 1973, he teamed up with the E Street Band to create his second record, The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. The new sound he generated added a more R&B feel, and his lyrics romanticized teenage life. In 1975, he and the band booked a 5-night gig at New York's Bottom Line Club. This appearance convinced many skeptics of Springsteen's talent and sparked the release of his first widely popular album, Born to Run. By 1983, Springsteen had risen to fame in the US and other parts of the world. His best-known album, Born in the USA, was released in 1984 and sold 15 million copies. Of its 7 hit singles, Dancing in the Dark was the most famous. After this peak of his career, Springsteen continued to record and tour with the E Street Band until 1989. In 1992, he released 2 solo albums at once. An Academy Award winner, multiple Grammy winner, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member, Springsteen began to reorganize the E Street Band for his greatest hits album. They soon commenced a reunion tour which sold out at most venues. After this successful tour, the band and Springsteen stayed together to record and perform. They released numerous albums from 2002 to 2007, including The Rising, Devils and Dust, and Magic, and performed at the 2009 Super Bowl. Springsteen continues to achieve success in creating and performing music even until today. It is musicians like Bruce Springsteen who continue to shape the genre of rock and roll that we know today. Until next time, keep the beat.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are the #1 killer of children 1 through 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
A segment added to the morning show last year that quickly became popular was Cook It. Culinary students from New Hanover High and Holly Shelter Middle School join us with great and easy to make recipes. We're keeping the segment going this year, and this week we kick things off with a fun way to make smoothies.
Hey there, welcome to Cook It. I'm Joshua Burgess, and today we'll be making a strawberry lemonade slushie. Today we have 1 can of frozen lemonade concentrate, 3/4 cups of water, 3/4 cups of crushed ice, 2 cups of chilled soda, and 1 package of frozen strawberry sliced. And now, blend. And now we have made our strawberry lemonade slushie. Now, next, we have our strawberry banana smoothie. The smoothie became popular in the middle of 1960s and the early 70s. Smoothies are basically fruit juice, and ice. Since the 60s, many companies have been using frozen yogurt to give the creamy milkshake-like texture. Now we have 1 cup of milk, and water, one teaspoon of vanilla, one package of frozen strawberries, and now we have to cut a whole banana, and then you put your bananas into the mixer. And then your scoop of ice cream, and now you mix. There you have it, your strawberry banana smoothie. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy your strawberry smoothie and strawberry lemonade slushie.
Ooh, that was a really good recipe. I will have to try that one soon.
Me too.
If you would like a copy of this recipe, then drop us a note at nhcstv@gmail.com.
It's time now for more news, so we switch over to the news desk for more of your school news with July Alexander.
And thank you, Jamie and Noah, and welcome everyone to your school news here on The Morning Show. Passing a stopped school bus can be a very costly mistake for the passage of North Carolina's House Bill 428. Starting December 1st, if convicted for passing a stopped school bus in North Carolina, the law carries an addition of 5 points to your license, a minimum fine up to $500, and a significant increase to your insurance. Anyone who commits the same crime will additionally hits a person will receive a Class 1 felony with a minimum fine of $1,250. If the driver hits and kills a person, they will receive a Class H felony and a minimum fine of $2,500. Additionally, the bill would allow the Division of Motor Vehicles to revoke the driver's license of illegal bus passers. First, convictions could result in the removal of the driver's license for 30 days for the first offense. Hoggard Athletic Director Scott Braswell received the Wells Fargo Cup from Wells Fargo Bank in recognition of overall athletic excellence in conference competition. The Hoggard Vikings won this award 26 out of the last 28 years. The Wells Fargo Cup has become the symbol of overall sports excellence among high schools in North Carolina since 1979. The cup has gone to the schools which have had the best overall interscholastic sports programs for each of the 4 classifications, 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. The program is sponsored by North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Finally, we take a look at the first day at school at Parsley Elementary, where supplies were unpacked, labeled, sorted, and organized. Students participated in a variety of activities to become acquainted with their new teachers and classmates. Parsley Patriots were already hard at work learning new things. Kindergartens explored many puzzles, games, building blocks, and other supplies that will help them learn this school year. Third graders at Parsley worked on getting to know you activities. Happy fifth grade girls at Parsley organized their binders, and fourth grade students at Miss Taylor's class learned about class rules that will help them be responsible and respectful students. Everyone is excited to be back to school. That's all for now. To watch this week's edition of Your School News online, visit the school system website at www.nhcs.net and click on the video library link under Items of Interest on the homepage. Now back over to Jamie and Noah. What do you think about the stiffer penalties for passing a stopped school bus?
I think it's a great idea. You shouldn't be running into kids, definitely. That's not good.
I think it's a good idea too. I was just wondering why they decided to enact it. Like, is it a kid was hit recently or something? I mean, I'm just kind of wondering, but it does sound like a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good question. Since this is our back to school episode, July, how has your school year been so far?
My school year's been really busy lately. I have started my marine biology class, and I'm in French too, so
oh wow,
it's not fun.
So challenging courses. How about you, Noah?
Mine hasn't been that bad. Just taking Spanish and English, art. I love art, so it's really easy. Next semester it's going to be hard. We now have a new segment featuring the one and only Jamie Stalfort. Each week she'll look at a unique top 10 list that will be informative and entertaining. From animals to food to entertainment and education, each episode will count down 10 items that are your tops in their category. Follow along and see if you agree or disagree with the list.
Welcome to this week's edition of The List. I'm Jamie Stalford. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and art is no exception. We all have our own opinions about art, and sculpture is a media that has been debated between art fanatics for years. Is it art, or is it just cement? However, many can agree that these sculptures are the best that America has to offer, known for their astounding sizes, shapes, and details. I present to you the top 10 American sculptures. Topping off the list at number 10 is Her Secret is Patience by Janet Ickelman. Located at Arizona State University, this sculpture simulates a cumulus cloud and lights up the night sky, much like the aurora borealis. Its galvanized steel base and polyester twine netting allow the sculpture to appear suspended in the air. Kind of looks like cotton candy, doesn't it? Coming in at number 9 is Metamorphosis by David Cerny. Located in Charlotte, this fountain, made entirely of stainless steel plates that rotate independently, stands at a whopping 30 feet tall when all the plates are correctly aligned. When the layers move, they form recognizable patterns and sometimes even a recognizable face. This sculpture gives a whole new meaning to the term fountainhead. Taking the number 8 spot is Watts Towers, or Nuestro Pueblo, by Simon Rodia. This sculpture consists of 17 independent structures, some measuring up to 99 feet tall. What makes this work of art special is that it is made entirely of found objects, bed frames, bottles, steel pipes, etc. Located in Los Angeles, these towers are futuristic and medieval at the same time, and many have said that they resemble Christmas trees. The number 7 spot goes to Cloud Gate by Anish Kapoor. This famous Chicago sculpture rings a bell. This giant metal beam-shaped structure in the heart of Chicago is best known for its reflective surface, which displays the city of Chicago as a 3D painting, if you will. This sculpture is special because it has an obvious message, that the city of Chicago is a work of art. Coming in at number 6 is Spoon Bridge and Cherry by artists Klaus Oldenburg and Koos van Bruggen. Located in Minneapolis, this sculpture consists of a giant white spoon with a perfect little cherry sitting on the very tip of the spoon. This artistic couple wanted to achieve a kitschy vibe, and the sculpture definitely serves their point. The sculpture is also a fountain. It's just the cherry on top. At number 5 is the Crazy Horse Memorial by Korzak Ziolski. Located in South Dakota's Black Hills, it is the next-door neighbor to Mount Rushmore, but it is, and will be, more impressive. The Rushmore heads are each 60 feet tall, and the Lakota Warrior stands at 87. And that's not all. The sculpture was started in 1948 and has yet to reach completion. When finished, the sculpture will be a whopping 563 feet tall. I'm only 5 foot. Looks like I've got some growing to do. In the 4th spot is Spiral Jetty by Robert Smithson. This natural piece of artwork is situated on the shores of the Great Salt Lake and is only visible by air. This 1,500-foot-long spiral was constructed in only 6 days and consists only of mud, rock, and grasses. Its future and visibility are all up to Mother Nature, but nearby oil drilling may have a much quicker effect on the artwork. Coming in at number 3 is the Gateway Arch by Eero Saarinen. Built in 1968, this giant arch calls St. Louis, Missouri, home. The Gateway Arch commemorates the Louisiana Purchase and the westward expansion of America. The arch is not only the tallest stainless steel monument in the world, but it is the tallest United States monument, standing at 630 feet. We're almost there. Coming in at number 2 is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial by Maya Lin. Easily the most powerful war memorial, the Vietnam Veteran Memorial's minimalist design and overwhelming list of names serves to recognize the brave Americans who lost their lives in the Vietnam War. This monument consists of 2 walls, each 246 feet in length that intersect into a corner. The wall consists of 58,286 names of soldiers who died or were unaccounted for, and is a truly honorary monument. And at the very top of our list is, of course, Liberty Enlightening the World by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi. The stunning beauty of Lady Liberty is remarkable, which is why she sits on her own island in the middle of Manhattan. Given to us by the French in 1886, the statue commends our push for independence and how we became the catalyst for liberty in other countries like France. Standing at 151 feet, Liberty is a symbol of freedom that has welcomed those from abroad for centuries. It has been said that to enjoy art is to enjoy a serene mind. I'm not sure what metal Christmas trees or cherries on spoons has to do with that, but they are pretty fun to look at. That's it for this week's Top 10. Join us again next time for another exciting edition of The List.
Well, Jamie, as producer and host of The List, which was your favorite American sculpture?
My favorite was, personally, probably Metamorphosis. The guy with the rotating heads, pieces, whatever those were. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was cool. What about you? What was your favorite?
I thought the spoon and the cherry was unique, to say the very least.
It's kind of out there. It's kind of out there. Yeah. Well, if you enjoyed our first edition of The List,
I did.
Then I'm happy to announce there will be plenty more, as we'll feature a new episode each week, and we even have a special one coming up later in the show.
I can't wait. For now, though, we have to go to the break.
All right.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
My hopes right now are just to go out there and play the perfect show.
You have to make choices. We want to do this. We want this.
Who was president? The years 1929 to 1933. He was the first president born west of the Mississippi River. He was blamed for the Great Depression. He began large public works programs and the Reconstruction Finance Corporation. If you guessed Herbert C. Hoover, you're right. He was the 31st President of the United States. This presidential pop quiz has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network.
We have all heard of FEMA, the IRS, and the National Park Service and many other federal government agencies that serve our country. But what exactly do these agencies do, and how do they impact our lives? We have the answers to those questions and more in our new segment we call Your Federal Government. Each month our host sits down with members from a federal agency and they give us an overview of how it and how they serve the American people.
Hello everyone. Today we are featuring the National Weather Service, which is part of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. I'm very grateful to have two representatives from this agency with us, Bob Thompson, who is the meteorologist in charge at the Taunton Weather Forecast Office, and Glenn Field, who is the Warning Coordination Meteorologist. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you both for being here.
Our pleasure to be here, Diane.
Bob, I'm going to start with you. What is the basic mission of the National Weather Service?
Well, the basic mission of the National Weather Service is to produce weather information to save lives and property and enhance the national economy. Now, when you start to break it down, pragmatically, we're looking out for forecasting and issuing warnings as necessary out 7 days. And there are various types of forecasts that we issue because weather affects so many people in such a diverse way. There's temperature and there's the amount of precipitation and the probability of precipitation, humidity, wind, so on and so forth that affect people over land. And we issue forecasts and warnings for people who are land-based, but we also issue forecasts for our mariners over the coastal waters.
Now, Bob, the agency that you're part of, NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, say that 4 times fast. Right. So what else does your agency, just very briefly, what else does NOAA do and where does the National Weather Service fit?
Well, NOAA's mission includes science, service, and stewardship of our environment, which in turn includes understanding, predicting climate, weather, the oceans, the coast, and the associated ecosystem. So we fit into that picture, certainly from the atmosphere side, but you can't compartmentalize all that because the atmosphere affects the oceans affect the atmosphere, be it a sea breeze, be it where the rain-snow line would be on a local scale, or on a much more global scale is the type of interaction that takes place with sea surface temperatures in the tropical Pacific, where our El Nino and La Nina situations that most people have heard about occur.
Of course. So you are the meteorologist in charge. What exactly does that mean?
Well, my primary role is to see that we accomplish our mission today, make sure we're meeting the needs of our customers, which is just about everybody when you get down to it. but also taking a look at where we need to be in the future as well. This is something I tell my staff a lot. We not only need to meet the needs today, we need to try to anticipate what those needs will be in the future so that we're equipped with new science and technology and the communication skills to be able to deliver the messages that will be needed then.
Glenn, you have a slightly different title, the Warning Coordination Meteorologist. What does that mean?
Correct. Coordination is my middle name. Actually, once we issue the warning, the only way that the warning is going to be successful is to and to be able to save lives, which is, as Bob said, is our main mission, is to have everybody understand what they mean and know how to respond to those warnings. So my job is to interface with all of our customers, as Bob said. That's everyone from emergency managers, the media, aviators, school children, and it's kind of a customer service disaster preparedness position where everyone is your customer.
Most folks get their weather forecasts from TV or radio, and some, including my mother, believe that it is the guy or the woman on TV who's making the forecast. But I told her it's my friend Bob and my friend Glenn. So Bob, tell us about really what's the relationship between your office and the media, the TV folks?
It's actually a very collaborative relationship. It is not at all competitive. We consider ourselves part of what we call the weather enterprise, with the end result being hopefully the best information that science can offer to the people who need weather information, which again, essentially everyone. So we do work cooperatively. In some ways, you could think of the National Weather Service as wholesalers, giving them information that then private sector meteorologists, be the broadcast meteorologists you see on TV, or those who may have a particular client base, can then take that information and tailor it to either their client base or their viewing audience.
Are you out in the community on a regular basis? Are you in classrooms? Bob, talk a little about that.
Yes, and Glenn can talk a lot too, because to a large extent his job does involve that. Yes, we are out in the community. It's very important for us to be out in the community. We can have a perfect forecast, but if people have trouble understanding it or responding to it, and we lose lives or people are unnecessarily injured or lose property they don't need to, and we've not fully completed the task. To really protect lives and property, we need to make sure we're educating people on the information that's available, how to get that information, and then to respond to it. And that's a really important part of our job. It's not just forecasting the weather.
I want to thank our guests from the National Weather Service for joining us and for helping us to better understand the work of their agency.
Each month, we poll students on their thoughts from a host of questions. These questions range from local and national current events to topics that are just for fun. We feature their answers in a segment we call Student Voices. This week, we asked students at College Park Elementary, why or why not do you think teachers deserve to be paid better? And here's what they had to say.
I think teachers should be paid better because they spend all their time helping us and they're just some kids, they need extra help, and it's just they're teaching lots of kids, and sometimes the kids, they need extra help, and the teachers, they give their time out of their day, and sometimes they spend more time than they're supposed to, and they need to get paid better.
I think teachers should get paid more because they teach over 25 kids and they make us 21st century leaders.
I think teachers deserve to be paid better because they give us our best education and they help us become the best leaders we can be.
I think teachers should be paid better because they give us their time and
they give us our education.
I think teachers should be paid more because they're teaching us like subjects, and they're putting a lot of time and effort in our lives to make us like 21st century leaders.
I think they do need to be paid more because what they do, they spend most of their money, time, and other things on us, and they also give us our education, which we're going to need for the rest of our lives.
I do feel like teachers should be paid more because they do a lot of things for us, and they teach us a whole bunch of stuff, and they never go somewhere without us, and they always care for us.
I think they deserve more because they do give us our education, and if it weren't for them, we probably wouldn't be that educated.
I think they should because they take time out of their day and they take money out of their bank accounts to pay money for us, and they didn't have to do that, but they did that because they want us to get a good education and grow up and be able to go to college.
I think teachers should get paid better because they spend half a day with us, and they use their money on us, and they make sure that we learn good and go to college.
Thank you, College Park Elementary and Principal Maria Green. Jamie, what do you think? Should teachers be paid more?
I absolutely think teachers should be paid more. They do a lot for us students, and I think they should get a pay raise every once in a while. What about you, Noah?
Yeah, I agree, especially with ridiculous salaries and other careers. You'd figure teachers would definitely deserve to get paid more. I mean, they're the backbone for everything we do. They raise everyone.
They're the ambassadors of education. The morning show will continue right after this break. Remember, you can be a part of everything on New Hanover County Schools TV by becoming our friend on Facebook.
We'll be right back.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
John Steinbeck based most of his novels on the American experience. Steinbeck grew up in a California agricultural community where he learned firsthand the struggles of farm workers. The Grapes of Wrath, one of Steinbeck's most acclaimed novels, shed light on the experience of displaced farmers during the Great Depression. This background in literature has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools.
May I have your attention, please? Would the owner of the spare tire, slightly hairy, with a little brown mole to the left of the belly button, it's an innie. Please report to the press box and retrieve your appendage. Oh, they must have lost this parking further away from the stadium and walking in. Okay, we're back to the action.
Good morning and welcome to your school news on the morning show. I'm Jill Alexander. We'll start with the new school year. New Hanover County Schools, in conjunction with the State Department of Education, launched a new student information system, instructional improvement system called Homebase. Homebase replaces the former NCYS. We'll get this report from a new system on the YSN reporter, Cassie Williamson.
State Superintendent June Atkinson called the new Homebase a milestone for North Carolina, featuring benefits to teachers, principals, parents, and students by using better technology tools to support their work and to improve student learning. Homebase will function as the source for all aspects of student data to meet the needs of school administrators and teachers, but most importantly, students and parents. For students, through the PowerSchool link found in Homebase gives students access to grades, teacher-assigned learning activities, and assessments. It also gives students the ability to store examples of personal, academic, and artistic work and collaborate with other students on projects.
For students in PowerSchool, they will have a one-stop information system
Within Power School, they will have access to a student portal where they will see their grades, any teacher comments that the teacher has made, any recommendations that the teacher has made, as well as any assessments that they have received.
For parents, the Power School link provides the online portal for viewing their child's attendance record, grades, and teacher assignments. Parents can expect greater user friendliness with single sign-on access to student data.
They can see teacher comments based on the reporting periods and assignments for those students. Teachers can actually give a description of an assignment and send a parent to a certain link to help with actual homework and classwork assignments for that student.
Before the first day of school, all district school administrators and teachers were trained in and have access to basic student data such as student schedules, grade books, and attendance records. While this process is a vast transition that will require ongoing training, Homebase is projected to perform more efficiently and offer a broad range of instructional improvement tools to supplement current local tools. Reporting for your school news, this is Cassie Williamson.
As part of his ongoing charitable cause, Bob Moulton, the president of National Pawn, presented close to 100 instruments to the music program at DC Virgo Preparatory Academy. In addition, National Pawn donated $2,000 for repairs and maintenance of the instruments. This is the second year that National Pawn has contributed to Virgo. On hand for the occasion that was Brandon Hickman, a former New Hanover Wildcat and new station manager of Coast 97.3. He told the students at Virgo that his path to success started on a band room. Hickman was one of the first black drum majors in New Hanover County High School's marching band and was able to attend Norfolk State University on a band scholarship. Virgo band director, enrichment coordinator Cameron Bolish called Moulton an angel in disguise when DC Virgo Middle School reopened its doors to 6th grade class last year as the preparatory academy. It was Bolish's job to create visual and performing arts curricula. Donation of the instrument made it possible for 78 of 120 total students in the school to be a part of the school's band or orchestra. This year, Virgo's attendance has doubled with the start of 7th grade classes, and the music program has grown nearly to 200. For the second year in a row, New Hanover County Schools' four-year Concord graduation rate has exceeded 80%. The school system saw a 2% increase from last year. Now at 82.4, the school system continues upward trend, rising from 73.9 in 2011 and marking an 11.5 increase in 3 years. The district yielded the highest gains for students with disability subgroup and limited English proficient subgroup. At 82.4, New Hanover County Schools' graduation rate is competitive with the state's rate, 82.5%. Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley plans to continue the upward trend and attributable success to the hard work of educators, parents, and students across the district. For all the latest New Hanover County Schools, join us weekdays at 5:30 p.m. here on Time Warner Cable Channel 5 and Charter Cable Channel 12. Your School News, a complete half hour of the latest news, information from New Hanover County Schools. Now back to your hosts.
Everyone should get out their pen and paper as we take a trip across the state and all the events taking place in the coming month. Whether you're looking for adventure or relaxation, mountains or beaches, the rhythm of city life, or the tranquility of nature, there is something North Carolina for everyone. Here's our informative segment we call NC Happenings. October 1st through 5th. Place: North Wilkesboro. Event: Wilkes Agricultural Fair. Special features include petting zoo, agricultural exhibits, plus music and entertainment on different nights. Each day, the fairgrounds open at 5 p.m. and it runs until 11 p.m. It is an event which will appeal to all family members where they have fun and participate in an educational outing. For more information, visit www.wilkesfair.org. October 8th through 13th. Place: Morehead City. Event: Toast to the Coast, celebrating 7 days of fine dining. This exciting biannual event takes place all over beautiful Carteret County at over 16 fine dining establishments in 7 days. Visit the fine dining establishments on the Crystal Coast with a prefixed menu of only $25. Various events intertwined with your fine dining excursions, including culinary tours, designer nights, twists on the normal fare, and much more. To learn more, visit www.toasttothecoast.org. October 10th through 13th, Place, Durham. Event, William Shakespeare's Land of the Dead. This fun and entertaining account of the 1599 zombie plague in London will be enjoyed by all. William Shakespeare's Land of the Dead finds Shakespeare's Henry V opening at the Globe Playhouse, but while the actors strut and fret, an excess of bile plagues the populace outside. Who will survive? Is there a cure? Attend to find out. Presented by His Story Stage, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, performances will go from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m., while Sunday's performance will begin at 2 p.m. and end at 4 p.m. Take your web browser to www.historystage.com to learn more. October 17th through 27th, Place, Raleigh. Event, 2013 North Carolina State Fair. Approximately 1 million people attend the NC State Fair each year, making it the state's largest annual event. The 11-day fair features livestock, agricultural, arts, and cultural exhibits, an amusement midway, and nightly nationally acclaimed musical performances. Advance tickets available online. Check the website www.ncstatefair.org for schedule updates and further information. October 24th through 26th, Place, Fletcher. Event, Fall Harvest Days Antique Engine and Tractor Show. The largest show in Western North Carolina features crafters, demonstrations, farm tools, antique engines, antique tractor pulls, and a swap meet. More than 250 vendors and exhibitors with tools, antiques, collectibles, toys, and odd stuff will be on hand. The show gets started at 8 a.m. each day and goes until 5 p.m. Visit www.applecountry.org to learn more. If these events weren't enough for you, or you were looking for something different to do, then check out the website www.visitnc.com. Under the Upcoming Events tab, you'll be able to sort and search for something that suits your need.
That was a lot of good events. I will have to try and attend some of them. Jamie, have you ever been to the state fair?
No, I have not. I've been to the county fair, though. Have you?
I've only lived here for a year, so I haven't been to either, but I've heard good things about them.
It's always fun, yeah.
We now have a new segment featuring the one and only Jamie Stalfort. Each week she'll look at a unique top 10 list that will be informative and entertaining. From animals to food to entertainment and education, each episode will count down 10 items that are your tops in their category. Follow along and see if you agree or disagree with the list.
Welcome back to this week's episode of The List. I'm your host, Jamie Stalfort. I'm sure everyone was excited to see the movie Man of Steel this summer, 2013's new Superman movie. But actor Henry Cavill plays a tight-clad superhero in this version, and Superman has been around since the 1940s. These 10 actors were the best at playing Superman before Mr. Cavill showed up, and this week, in honor of the blockbuster summer debut, we bring to you the top 10 portrayals of Superman. At the top of the list this week is Brandon Routh from the movie Superman Returns. Superman Returns came out in 2006, and some were a little apprehensive of the film, as traditionally, comic book films are more science fiction than major blockbuster. But Routh takes his character to another level by introducing the idea that superheroes have human emotions and feelings and actually aren't perfect. So number 10 goes to him for his brave acting choices. Coming in at number 9 is Tim Daly for Superman the Animated Series. Mr. Daly is best known for his role on Wings as a quirky and funny character. However, in 1996, he took on the vocal role of Superman. He voiced the superhero well for another 4 years and proved that he could play a strong and serious character, earning him a spot on the list. Number 8 this week goes to Gerard Christopher of Superboy. Superboy premiered in the late 80s to a non-excited audience. However, in the second season, Christopher took over the role of Superboy. He was brilliant at portraying the role and was up for another Superman role later in the 90s, but was denied the role because he was already recognized as one version of Superman. In the number 7 spot is Danny Dark from Super Friends. In the 70s and 80s, Dark voiced the Superman cartoon on the popular show Super Friends. His booming and heroic voice was perfect for the role, and his is the voice that announcers envy, so much that they still imitate him to this day. Coming in at number 6 is Kirk Alyn from 1948's Superman. Kirk Alyn was the first Superman to appear on screen in 2 television series from 1948 to 50. He turned down another television role in 1951 in order to avoid being typecast. However, he accepted the role for the first Superman movie in 1948. His stance and mannerisms established how a superhero should act for future generations. We're almost there. Taking spot number 5 is Dean Cain from the movie Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. In the 90s, there seemed to be a real debate, not only in popular culture, but culture in general, about whether the true definition of a man was the powerful Superman or the sensitive Clark Kent. Enter Dean Cain, who won the role after Gerard Christopher was shot down for it. Cain focused more on the soft and sensitive character, Clark Kent, and romanced Lois almost as much as Superman saved her. Coming in at number 4 this week is Bud Collyer from the radio show Adventures of Superman. Bud Collyer had a great booming radio voice, so he was perfect for the heroic character of Superman. Collyer was the first to use different voices for Superman and Clark Kent, and invented kryptonite as a way to give himself breaks while Superman was weak for a few days. Collyer also defined Superman by being the voice on all 17 of the original Max Fleischer cartoons. These cartoons would influence everything about Superman, as well as animation in general, for several decades. Number 3 is Tom Welling from Smallville. Smallville was successful from 2001 until 2011 that focused on Clark Kent's years before his career at the Daily Planet. He plays a farm boy, and the show seems to have a no flights, no tights policy that made the character seem even more normal. And taking the runner-up spot this week is Mr. Christopher Reeve from the movie series entitled Surprise, Superman. Actor Christopher Reeve started that type-clad superhero when his first film came out in 1978. He was so good at the role that he was considered the quintessential Superman. However, his career was cut short after he was paralyzed in a horseback riding accident. And drumroll please, our number 1 Superman is George Reeves from The Adventures of Superman. With his muscular build, square jaw, and heroic mannerisms, not only perfectly personified Mr. Super, but Clark Kent as well. He was the model that all future Supermen would embody, including our newbie, Henry Cavill. Well, it looks like Henry Cavill has some big shoes to fill. That does it for this edition of The List. I'm Jamie Stalford, and thanks for joining us. And be sure to join us again next week for another exciting edition of The List. The morning show will continue right after this break.
Takeout meals for just $12.99. Call them.
Sherry Pearson. You are the sole surviving heir of the King of Montanopolis, and you are now worth $45 million.
I'm rich! This can't be real.
Of course it's not real. Come on. Having money isn't about luck. Like that takeout meal. Cook at home instead, you can save thousands a year. Feed me. Feed the pig.
What state am I?
I have the only foreign trade den in the U.S. Crater in Diamond State Park is the only place in America where people can mine for diamonds and keep whatever they find. I am known as the land of opportunity. Do you know who I am? If you guessed Arkansas, you're right. I received statehood in 1836.
This United States factoid has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Jamie Stalford.
And I'm Noah Suleiman, and joining us here is Jalila Alexander for an exciting new morning show game.
Hello, that's right. For those morning show fans that were here with us last year, you may remember a game called Education Derby. Since this is our back to school edition, we have a variation of that game today called Race to School. In Race to School, our 2 contestants will try to answer trivia questions from a range of categories. With each correct answer, they get 1 step closer to making it to school. Okay, contestants, are you ready? Before the show, I flipped a coin, and Jamie, you get to go first. Here we go. First question, true or false? Are all stars found inside galaxies?
42!
That was incorrect. The correct answer was false. Astronomers have found stars moving between the galaxies, which are millions of light years apart. The stars may even have planets, and as if you visited, you would see the lonely sky with just 1 star and its own sun and faint few galaxies. Now for Noah, one clear night, the human eye can see how many stars in the sky? A, less than 500, B, between 500 and 1,000, C, between 1,000 and 2,000, or D, between 2,000 and 3,000.
C.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is D, between 2,000 and 3,000. You guys didn't study, did you?
I didn't know all these questions were going to be about astrology. I'm flabbergasted.
Well, this is for you.
Oh.
How much of the Earth's land surface is made up of desert? A, about 10%, B, about 15%, C, about 20%, or D, about 25%.
D.
Incorrect. That was C, about 20%. The world's largest desert is the Sahara, located in North America. North Africa, actually. Sorry. Okay, now for Noah. This is question number 4. Let's see if somebody can get something right. We all know Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world, but how tall is it? Just over 29,000 feet high, just over 32,000 feet high, just over 35,000 feet high, just over 51,000 feet high.
Gonna go on a limb here and say D.
Incorrect. It was A. Just over 29,000 feet high. Now for you. The Amazon rainforest is very important to our world because of its amount of oxygen and its supplies. How much of the world's oxygen supply does it produce? A, 1/2, B, 1/5, C, 1/3, or D, 1/8? Not 1/8, 1/8.
That'd be an 8.
Y'all are distracting me. Okay. B.
That is correct.
Woo!
The Amazon rainforest supplies 1/5 of the world's oxygen. Finally.
Yeah.
The Antarctica. This is for no. The Antarctica has ice, in case you didn't know. A lot of ice. In fact, the ice covers 98% of it. With all that ice, how much is the world's fresh water does the Antarctica hold? A.
Antarctica. The Antarctica.
A, 30%, B, 50%, C, 75%, or D, 90%.
A.
Incorrect. It's
okay.
D, 90%. Antarctica holds 90% of the world's fresh water.
You should have known that.
I'm sorry.
Where's your Earth science knowledge, dude?
Maybe I can screw something else up in one of these questions. Speaking of fresh water, I have another good question. If everyone in the world took a daily breath, how long would it take for the entire freshwater supply to be used? A daily bath, not breath. Bath. Speaking of fresh water, I have another good question. If everybody in the world took one daily bath, how long would it take for the entire fresh water to be supplied to be used? A, 1 day, B, 1 week, C, 1 month, or D, 1 year?
C?
Incorrect. Believe it or not, if everyone in the world took a daily bath, our entire supply of fresh water would get dirty in a single day.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's gross.
So that means a lot of people don't take baths.
Don't take baths.
Take showers.
Take showers.
Showers are nice.
Skip
Thank
showers.
you.
Here's one more question. How much of the Earth's surface is covered in water? 55, B, 71, C, 82, or D, 90?
B.
Correct. You actually paid attention in science for once.
What up? What up?
Oh, no.
I actually got competition now. What is this?
Okay, here's a question you may have to think about for a moment. What is the maximum amount of times a normal 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper can be folded in half? A, 5, B, 7, C, 9, or D, 12?
C.
Incorrect. It is B7. Try it for yourself. It's pretty neat.
C is, okay, when in doubt, C it out is a horrible strategy. I'm just
say
saying.
42. Just say 42.
42. It's the answer to everything.
Have you ever heard I'll be back in a jiffy? Well, a jiffy is an actual unit of time. How long is a jiffy? A, 1/100th of a second. B, 1/10th of a second. C, 1 second, or D, 1 minute.
Can you repeat B again?
B, you want me to repeat them all for you?
No.
Okay, B is 1/10th of a second.
Well, it's A.
1/100th of a second.
Yes.
I need actual number, or
A.
not number,
A.
letter.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
There are 7 continents, but only one has an active volcano, does not have an active volcano in it. Which one? Antarctica, South America, Asia, and Australia.
Australia! It's the only thing that's not trying to kill them.
Yay!
Yes!
Australia is the only continent that's not trying to die from a volcano. Here's another question that you may have to think about for a moment. How many different ways can you make change for $1? A, 222, B, 293, C, 417, and D, 678.
B.
That is correct.
Yeah.
How in the heavens did you know that?
I don't know.
All right, the winner of this year's school race is Noah. Congratulations. Join us next week for another exciting challenge.
Well, that does it for this edition of The Morning Show. Remember, for the best TV of all, each and every day, keep it tuned right here for the new Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
We close today's show with music from Coddington Elementary School's 3rd grade classes. Here they are at their school's first PTA meeting of the year, singing America the Beautiful under the direction of music teacher Mary Tyndall.
Have a great day.
And a wonderful week.